Once your little one hits 12 months old, then you enter what is known as the pre-toddler stage. This stage lasts from 12 to 18 months old. During this 12 to 18-month-old range, your toddler will not change as much as he did while he was a baby. So we can talk about schedule things in larger age chunks of time. So today we will be talking about what to expect with your schedule with 12 to 15-month-olds. Hello, if you're new here, my name is Valerie. I blog at babywisemom.com and have been doing so since 2007. I have 4 children who are currently ages 8 to 16 years old. And before we go any further, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Up to this point, we have been following an eat, wake, sleep pattern, so let's start by talking about eat. Your pre-toddler should get 3 to 4 liquid feedings each day, and 3 solid feedings each day with a potential for 1 snack. Your 3 solid feedings should accompany 3 of your liquid feedings, and they can even be simultaneous. So you put your child in the high chair and hand over a cup of milk along with the solid foods. And notice I said cup of milk because once your baby hits 12 months old, you want to start working toward dropping bottles. If you never had a bottle, you don't need to start with a bottle, but if you have had a bottle, it's a good idea to move towards the sippy cup or a cup with a straw or even a regular cup at this age. With that said, don't totally stress out. There's no race here. You can gradually work towards dropping that bottle, but it's a good idea to start thinking about it and start working toward that. People often wonder how many ounces their little one should have in a day. And you want to aim anywhere from 16 to 30 ounces each day. My personal goal with all 4 of my kids was 24 ounces, and some hit that right on the mark, some wanted a little more, and some refused, or one refused to have more than 6 ounces in a day. If you have a child who absolutely refuses to drink any sort of milk or formula, don't stress out. You can still get those nutrients in other ways, and I have a post all about that. One important thing to be aware of is that your pre-toddler is growing so much slower than he was as a baby, and that will mean he's going to eat less. You're going to see your pre-toddler at times eat very little amounts of food, and there will be many times when your pre-toddler one day just decides he no longer likes that absolutely favorite food that he's loved for months. So let's say that diced up cheese has been his go-to for the last 3 months. And then today, all of a sudden, he hates cheese. He wants nothing to do with cheese. Why are you giving him cheese? This is normal. Tomorrow or next week, he'll probably love cheese again. So don't stress it out. Totally normal. Just go with the flow. Provide other options. And of course, you may be concerned about picky eating. You don't want to start a picky eater. Start as you mean to go on. And those are good things to be aware of. So if you're having this a lot, then be sure to see my posts on my blog about picky eating. Next up, let's talk about the wake portion of your day. As you start with a 12-month-old, you'll have the same wake time as you have had recently, and that will slightly increase the wake time length over this 3-month period, but just gradually and slightly. You're not going to have any major changes. I have a post all about wake time basics and the different types of play, so if you have any questions on that, be sure to see that video and check that out. But some ideas of what to include in your day with your pre-toddler are free playtime, structured playtime, learning time, blanket time, table time, and of course, independent playtime. And if you need to learn more about independent playtime specifically, I have a post and a video all about that. You still want to be aiming to have independent playtime each day. I would recommend you go for 60-minute independent play 1 time each day. But if that doesn't work for your schedule, you can break that up and have 2 30-minute sessions. Now for the sleep portion of your day. Your pre-toddler should still be having 2 naps a day, until perhaps 14 months old. So your 12-month-old, your 13-month-old should still have 2 naps a day. At 14 months, your pre-toddler might be ready to drop to 1 nap a day. I do have a blog post and a video all about dropping naps, so make sure you check that out if you have questions. There is an excellent chance that during this time period, your pre-toddler is going to, at the very least, have periods of time where it seems like she's ready to drop to 1 nap a day, but she really isn't quite ready. And this is an awkward transition time where not quite ready for 1 nap, but also doesn't really need 2 naps. And this is so normal. Most pre-toddlers go through this, so don't stress out about it, but I do have a blog post all about it, so be sure to check that out if you have that going on. With this age group, that exercise and stimulation is so important to having solid sleep. Your little pre-toddler is so curious, and one of my favorite things about pre-toddlers, is their curiosity and their zest for life and how fascinated they are by everything. You cannot walk out the door with a pre-toddler or toddler without them being enthralled by everything they see. And you, as the parent, get the chance and opportunity to see the world through their eyes and to gain appreciation again for the little clouds and the little bugs and the beautiful dandelions, as you can see out in the field behind me. We look at those and we find them to be noxious weeds, but these little toddlers and pre-toddlers find joy and fascination in everything, and it really breathes new life into you. So they are so thirsty for knowledge and for information and for learning. So make sure you give that to them. It doesn't have to be fancy. Everything is new to them. Everything is fascinating. So like I said, even just going outside together can be a fantastic learning experience. For your night's sleep, your pre-toddler should take 10 to 13 hours of sleep at night. And that will vary based on sleep needs. A lower sleep needs child will need less sleep, obviously. A higher sleep needs child will need more sleep. It also will vary depending on whether or not you have 1 or 2 naps a day. So a 14-month-old taking 1 nap a day is most likely going to need a much longer nighttime than a 14-month-old who's taking 2 naps a day still. A big part of your day now will be discipline. Discipline shouldn't be a new concept to you because our older babies definitely test limits and boundaries, but of course toddlers do it more and more. Again, this is normal. This is not anything to stress out about or freak out about. I remember having moments just thinking, what happened to my sweet little child? But it's normal. Nothing happened other than your sweet little child got older, and that is part of the development. And when we talk about discipline, we're simply talking about correcting, helping them get back on the correct path for behavior. If you have any questions about discipline, I have a lot of blog posts about discipline, and I also have a video all about the basics of discipline. That wraps up our 12 to 15-month-old summary. It's really quite a simple time, especially in comparison to the many changes that your baby has had up until this point. If you would like to see some sample schedules used by real pre-toddlers, be sure to check out my blog post. I have over 41 sample schedules used in the 12 to 15-month-old range. If you have any questions, be sure to ask them in the comments. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.